This episode on Critically Loud.
I'm here for Spider-Man, and if there's anything cooler that happens than just Spider-Man being Spider-Man, I will be happy with that.
The new movie poster thing of doing like these celebrity bouquets, where
Yeah.
it's like just a tower of just like Timothy Chalamet. You know?
Yeah. No, but like seriously, I felt like they were already adding a lot to it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna add Miles, because then they're gonna have like this whole origin story for Miles. Be like, well, I'm Miles, and this is who I am.
That's right, and I'm in the morning.
That's a great joke, thank you. But well, Doctor Strange, it is I, Doctor Strange.
Now, if you want to start a real argument.
No.
There's no intro.
Welcome to Critically Loud. I am Gus. This is Kai, and returning once again.
No, that's Kai. This is Gus.
No. This is Kai.
I'm Kai.
That's Gus. I'm Melvin.
No, I thought that was Gus.
That's Kai.
Yeah. All right. This joke is going on way too long.
Audio listeners, we did the Spider-Man meme. Screw you. You don't get to see it.
Welcome back to Critically Loud. It's been a long time. We're starting a new season, and returning with us to make things clear in names, Kai, me, and of course, Melvin Hix.
Hi.
Yeah. That microphone doesn't do anything, by the way. He's just holding it.
It's for show, right? If you're gonna do the whole acting thing, you gotta be method, right?
Yeah, method.
Have the actual props in your hand.
I don't know why you need a prop when somehow. Is it okay if I hold this up?
No, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know why we need a prop if we all have like actual working mics. But, you know.
All right.
Okay.
I just gotta hold something.
So,
we're gonna talk about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah. I don't even know if that was audible.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty okay. No,
it's really good.
I really enjoyed the movie.
It's fucking tight.
What were your guys' expectations going into the movie? Because there was a lot of hype around it, right?
Yeah. Am I going first?
Yeah,
go ahead. You're the guest. Yeah.
Move.
I mean, I love Spider-Man as...
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I don't know if you could tell, but when I didn't want to watch any of the trailers, didn't want to see any spoilers, because I wanted to just watch it by itself and just, get surprised by that. But, it's so difficult with the internet. So, I just went with it being I'm here for Spider-Man, and if there's anything cooler that happens than just Spider-Man being Spider-Man, I will be happy with that. That's it.
Yeah.
And it was beyond.
I went in with really low expectations for this movie because the Spider-Man series has a very specific pattern, which is they do a movie that has so many things in it that nothing is concrete and it becomes bad.
Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's so many people in this. It's going to get chaotic. It's not going to be good, but I'm going to have a really good time. And I tried very hard not to spoil myself, too. And I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Victory. But, I went in with very low expectations.
I was really excited because, the internet kind of made it impossible for me to not be really excited, you know? The amount of I kind of wished I watched, one less trailer because I didn't want to see the full, Green Goblin. That's not a spoiler. People have seen the trailer.
Yeah,
it's a poster. Yeah. But, I didn't want to see the full Green Goblin image, you know? I wanted to say that. But, I think it's, marketing team really pushed this movie because they knew they had to, right? This is the Spider-Man movie to end all Spider-Man movies, practically.
Some of the posters weren't that good, though.
Oh, the posters were garbage.
They were really, really bad.
Yeah. There was... I heard this... I don't know who said this originally, but I've heard this term going around, but, the new movie poster thing of doing, these celebrity bouquets, where it's, just a tower of just, Timothy Chalamet, you know? And it's just, I wish there were more of the type of posters where you get, a lot of the, you do a cool poster so that way in a Blockbuster store, you pull out the VHS, you're like, whoa, look, it's a lady with fangs, this seems like a cool movie.
Honestly, I wish I could show you guys, because we are currently Hey, new set, we're not online anymore, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we should
yeah.
say
In
that.
person. That's
In person.
In person.
But
how long though?
we are in... just to peek behind the curtain, we did not set this all up for the podcast. We are currently in my dad's office, and the staircase leading up has, like, all of the best film posters. So there's a bunch of posters back here that show what a good poster can actually be, which is not the celebrity bouquets. That's a really good... I'm going to steal that. I'm going to hold on to that.
Well, I'm stealing it from someone, so you know.
We're all thieves here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can't talk about this movie without going into spoilers. So we're gonna release the spoiler section now. If you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing with your fucking life?
Yeah. Wait. What the
Dude.
fuck?
Spider-Man dies.
Hey, Iron Man dies in this one.
Yeah.
He comes back and then he eats it again.
Everyone dies in this movie.
I'm sorry.
It's Zendaya dies, comes back as Spider-Gwen, and then dies again, comes back as Black Cat, dies one more time, and then is revamped as the new Batman. There's a lot of twists I didn't see coming.
Alright. Spoilers for real now. I mean, there's a big one.
Toby and Andrew are in the movie.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't even call that the biggest spoiler in the movie.
What? Oh, yeah. Because a lot goes on in this movie.
But let's talk about Toby and Andrew. Toby and Andrew are in this movie, and thankfully, they do not take over the plot at all. They serve a very specific purpose. Actually, I would say all of the alternate dimension characters serve a very specific purpose in a way that I think is really effective and really good.
Well, question for you guys. Did you actually think Andrew and Toby were going to be in the movie? Because there was a lot of speculation. Before, like, the Andrew clip came out, before, like, everyone called it a deep fake, but, like, before the Do You Get Weblock thing came out, like, did you think they were going to be in the movie?
Yes. I mean, here's the... Okay. If you're... It depends, right? Because that's, like... The things you're talking about are very early in, like, what we knew about the movie. Those were before the trailers, right?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. No, the Andrew was pre-trailer.
It was pre-trailer.
It was pre-trailer.
Oh, okay.
So, we knew something was going on pretty early on. So, it seemed pretty in the bag. There was just this feeling of, like, if no one says it, then it's still an exciting surprise in the movie.
What about you, Miles?
At first I'm like, no, they're not. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. And then I saw more of it. I'm like, okay, they might actually do this. But, yeah, I wanted to keep my expectations low because I saw a lot of people hyping this over. And even in my mind, I was like, okay, they're definitely going to be in the movie. I didn't want to, like, go in there and be like, oh, well, they weren't in the movie. And I was expecting them to be in the movie. So, like,
yeah,
that was kind of my thought process. But when I saw them, like, oh my god, they're in the movie.
Yeah, right. Like, even though like everyone was like they're definitely in the movie, they appear. Entire theater just what? Like, goes up in
applause.
Have you seen that clip? There's like someone was recording it, and there's just a dude in the front who does a backflip.
That's amazing.
I love that. And I love like, this movie, I think, and I don't know too much about like Twitter community or like Spider-Man Reddit because I don't go on that much or if it even exists. But it feels like there's one of the few. Well, I know there's a Spider-Man Twitter because I was on it for a few days and it sucked. But I feel like this is one of the few movies that has seemed to unite Spider-Man fans just because it's like it's not an argument on Toby or Andrew. It's Toby and Andrew. You know?
Yeah, and yeah, there's some stuff. There's some plot things people talk about how. So cover some early plot stuff. Mysterio reveals Tom Holland's identity. We know that at the end of Far From Home.
Just another thing to add to Jake Gyllenhaal's bad rap. What did he do?
Something with Taylor Swift. This is not the podcast for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one cares. I mean, people do care, but not here. So, Mysterio revealed Spider-Man's identity at the end of Far From Home, and now we're living in a world where Tom Holland or Peter Parker now exist as Spider-Man. And the big thing about that has an effect is that he feels guilty that he's affecting his close friends and their ability to succeed in life. So he goes to Doctor Strange and he has everyone forget that he is Spider-Man. But in an attempt to try and keep the life that he had, he fucks it up and he brings in a bunch of villains from the Andrew and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. Now, the complaint that a lot of people said is, well, why don't you just have everyone forget that Mysterio existed? And I disagree with that, because this movie, explicitly in that scene, Doctor Strange is like, sometimes I forget that you're just a kid. Like, he is younger than two of the people in this room, objectively, when that movie came out. He's 17 years old, Peter Parker.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's my age.
Yeah.
It's me, Spider-Man. Give me that hat. It's me now.
But I was thinking, like, wait, no, Tom's like 25.
No, of course Tom Holland. Tom Holland was, like, he was barely... how old was he when Civil War came out?
Yeah.
He was
19.
young.
19.
Yeah, so he was 2 years older than that back then. But that's how old Peter Parker is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And they picked really well by choosing Tom Holland, because he just looks so young. He's got such a baby face.
Yeah. I don't know. This movie, there's a lot in it. I was a little surprised they didn't introduce Miles Morales. I kind of expected they would.
I did not expect it.
I don't
Really?
think so.
Yeah, I didn't expect it, no.
Because they haven't reached out to you yet, so...
No, but like, seriously, I felt like they were already adding a lot to it, and I'm like, they're not going to add Miles, because then they're going to have like, this whole origin story for Miles, and be like, oh, look, well, I'm Miles, and this is who I am. And it's not going to...
You went full PS4.
And I also think that currently we have, like, a lot of Miles Morales media out there, especially with Spider-Verse. So if you're talking about Sony and Marvel, Sony's like, hey... You're already doing the interdimensional thing.
Yeah.
We've got Miles for now. We've got this new movie coming out. Across the Spider-Verse, that trailer came out. That was going to be insane.
It's going to be. And I think that's a good point, because I think that's what they're going to do is, like, have Miles be the lead for the animated series for a little bit, and then add him to, not that Miles specifically, but, like, have his character be added to the live-action movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've been hinting at it. They hinted at it in both
quite a few times.
Homecoming and No Way Home. Homecoming, we meet the Prowler, Aaron Davis. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
Aaron
right.
Davis. Played by Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, which is sick, by the way.
Try and have it in the morning.
That's a great joke, thank you. But also, I totally want to see him come back as, like, legit the Prowler.
Oh,
he
yeah,
played that role so well. And I'm very curious to see... And then the other thing that I was talking about is that...
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx in No Way Home at the end.
He
sees Andrew Garfield and he's like, I totally thought you were the black guy. And then he's like,
there's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere.
Which is just a call out to Miles Morales.
Yeah.
It's talking about Black Suit Spider-Man. It's Bully Maguire.
No! Yeah, he just says, I'm going to put some dirt in your eye. And the other reason why I don't think they're going to do Miles Morales is because, big spoiler, No Way Home is the origin story for Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
It's
weird because it's both a conclusion and an origin.
Yeah, I think what this movie does really well, and I think we can start talking about some of the other beats and the big spoilers, is that this movie was kind of designed to refocus Homecoming and Far From Home. Mm-hmm. And it turns all three of them into one long origin story, and it fixes a lot of things that we got with issues from the Avengers films that Spider-Man's in, where he's just in the Iron Spider suit the whole time. Which it really shouldn't have been. That broke so much. But this fixes that by turning all of this into, this is how Peter Parker became Spider-Man as we know him as a comic book character.
Yeah, and this suit looks like that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little action figure.
There's, you see these action figures, I don't know if you see any more, there's so many more. Like, wall to wall, here and here. It's insane. Yeah.
Nerd heaven over here.
There's also another basement full of action figures in my house. Yeah.
And that concludes Gus's Corner, where Gus brags about all the cool stuff he has.
All the cool stuff my dad has, to be very clear.
Will say my only... Well, it's like an obvious complaint a lot of people have. My only complaint with this film is the CGI sometimes. Because it gets, like, really... Like, there's one scene that bugged me both times watching this. I watched the movie 2 times. The first time I was like, okay, maybe it's just me, but that didn't look good. And then the second time, I was like, okay, no, this doesn't look good. But that one scene where Electro first shows up, and then Spider-Man turns around, and it's like rotating his body in the black suit. like he looks so stiff in that one like frame. It didn't look like it to me, but everything else looked like the fight scene with all three of them at the end. That's pretty good.
Oh, that bit where they all like run off the thing,
Yeah.
jump off.
The fact that they swing off of each
The
other.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
Sick. Highlight of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I think we should go into what makes this movie kind of special, and I think we need to talk about the other big spoiler for this film: the death of Aunt May.
Oh, I wasn't even. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, Marissa Tomei. You killed Marissa Tomei. What the Feige? What the hell, dude? You killed off. What's her name from? I'm trying to make.
She's in My Cousin Vinny.
That's the reference I was trying to make, and I couldn't
Yeah.
remember her character's name. No, that honestly, I kind of like the way they kind of retcon Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Like, because it's
Yeah.
the way she says, like, she drops the "with great power comes great responsibility," and clearly Uncle Ben did too, because like Peter goes like, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he heard it until his Aunt May said it.
Here's the thing. I don't think Uncle Ben exists in Tom Holland's universe.
Yes, he does.
He does.
He does?
The suitcase he fills in Far From Home says BP on it. It says Ben Parker.
Okay, but that could be his dad, though.
Ben Parker.
Okay,
has
I'm
to
just saying.
exist.
I don't.
Maybe not as important. I don't think he's as important.
I don't think he dies in the way that he dies in the comics,
No.
and I don't think he says with great
I don't
power
think so.
comes great responsibility.
I do feel like he says it. Because
I think
wasn't
he
there
says
like a scene where it's like,
No.
you know that? Or so, I feel like there's something he said in the movie that like...
I don't think so.
I mean, here's the thing. We'll find out in the
freshman
TV
year.
series.
I was
yeah.
just about to say
Oh,
we're going to find
right,
out in
yeah.
freshman year.
That's a show that's happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm kind of excited for that show. A bit of a tangent to get the hoodie costume back, because I always kind of both of the suits from Far From Home have like a special place in my heart, or not Far From Home.
Homecoming?
Homecoming, yeah.
And that'll also kind of be an origin story, like an actual origin story to his superpower.
An origin
So, like-
story leading to his origin story.
Yeah.
An origin story leading to his origin story.
Yeah, so, like, to get into specifics of the death of Aunt May, we've
Yes.
been kind of alluding around it. Aunt May is now Ben Parker in this universe.
On Parker. No, that's horrible.
Yeah, okay.
Uncle May.
Stop.
Very
Pretty
funny.
much, like, about halfway through the movie, and, like, right before her death, we can kind of see the way things are going. We're like, oh, or at least I was. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, no, they won't. Are they really going to do that? And
I
then
didn't see it.
What?
I didn't see it coming.
I
honestly didn't see it
I
coming.
didn't see it coming for the most of the movie, but as soon as, like, Green Goblin starts fucking shit up, also, one of the coolest action scenes ever, when he,
Yeah.
like, straight up body slams Peter Parker through
multiple
yeah,
floors
like, just
of the hotel.
wrecks his
Yeah.
shit.
And shout out to Willem Dafoe for actually doing his own stunts.
Yeah,
Like
he
said
did?
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
he
He's
did.
hella old,
He
holy
said he
shit.
wouldn't do the movie unless he did his own stunts.
Willem Dafoe's crazy. I love that guy.
Yeah,
Willem
it's pretty
Dafoe, another detour, is better, in my opinion, better in this movie than he was in the original Spider-Man. I like him more in this movie.
I agree.
And I think it's
but
because it gives him more opportunity.
the only reason why I think that is because this movie, he doesn't have the helmet on for the majority.
That's kind of my thinking. That's the whole Raimi costume. A lot of people don't like it because it looks Power Ranger-y. I don't care about that. I care about the fact that you're masking an already terrifying face and you can't see a great performance.
I think Power Rangery, but also if you look at the OG Green Goblin suit, that is one of the best looking suits in comics, like bar fucking none. It looks so good. It's like even from the beginning, like from Steve Ditko drawing fucking Green Goblin, it looks awesome. And I think the taking away the expressiveness of that mask did a lot, and I think this movie keeping him without that was the right choice.
The movie destroyed that mask so quickly, dude.
They knew.
And then I feel like this is really just like a love letter to this, just like Spider-Man in general. Because like even like with stuff in the background, I saw on the second watch when they were all when MJ and Pete were on the roof and they were talking. There's like a little Ditko like graffiti in the background.
Aww.
Yeah.
Ow, my heart.
Do you guys know about like Steve Ditko as a person?
Not too much. No.
Not too much.
This is just gonna be a little weird tangent. He's an objectivist. Do you know what that is?
No.
That's Ayn Rand's. That's like he believes
He's a fountainhead. Get it?
Kind
Get
of. That's
get
a
it?
terrible
Fountainhead.
joke. Shut up.
I'm funny.
what that pretty much means is that he believes in, like, there is no gray area, there is only good and there is only evil, and so he stuck to his beliefs so much so that's why he ended up kind of quitting Spider-Man. And the big comic that he wrote for a really long time was, first of all, he created the Question. So most people probably know it from the Justice League series, the faceless guy. I haven't watched it, but I know he's in it. But then he also just created the Question again, but rated R, and he called it Mr. A. And it's pretty much just a guy who goes around, he's like, if you pickpocket once, you're going to die a horrible death. And, like, here's the thing. He never did anything wrong to everyone, but his beliefs are really weird, and he stuck to them.
And he made Spider-Man.
But, yeah,
he's cool.
Yeah.
Him and Stan Lee created Spider-Man, so, Yeah, that's also the thing we should say. Steve Ditko was the artist that created Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I like how they, like, actually went with the original suit at the end. I feel like that made me very happy.
Oh, we should probably talk about that, right? How this movie ends?
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about that now, or do we want to go into some other
Let's
stuff?
get it to the later.
Let's just get wherever we go.
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
What I will say about seeing this movie in theaters, I think it's a better movie in theaters than it would be if you watch it alone.
Yes.
Just because, like, you get, like, if you're sitting on your couch, you're watching, you're like, sick, Andrew Garfield. But you're sitting in it, you're watching it in a theater, Andrew Garfield shows up, a dude does a backflip. It's like, that, we're probably not gonna get as many theater releases. Like, Morbius, recently, we're recording this at the beginning of the month, but news just came out, Morbius got delayed till April. I'm not saying that.
I'm so sad about that movie not coming out.
Well, I'm just saying, like, not necessarily that movie, but in general, we're probably going to start getting a lot of delays in releases because of the new Omicron variant.
Ultron?
Dude, if it's old, I prefer Ultron to Omicron. At least it would be a cool
little
robot.
mini Ultron just...
Little tiny Ultron just... Oh, yeah.
Wait, I always fuck this up. Is Ultron played by David Spade or David Spader?
David Spade.
Is it David Spade?
Is it Spader?
James Spader. Is that it?
No, it's not James.
Wait, which one's which? Because one of them, they're two very different people. Wait.
I could not tell you which one.
Critically distracted. James
Spader. James Spader plays Ultron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from Ultron, but like...
Critically lost.
Shit.
Well, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't know, man. It's late.
It's very We're scheduling this didn't work out.
For behind the scenes, scheduling got fucked like 3 separate times.
Dude, we were supposed to record this, I think, like 3 hours ago.
A Shakespeare
we were supposed to. We did. Here's the thing. That sounds funny. It was a really good show. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss Halfer and everyone in 12th Night the Musical.
Yeah.
Good job, you guys.
It's fun. It's really good.
I liked it.
But originally...
Especially you, Malvolio. You were great.
Originally, in our plan was to go watch No Way Home again before this. But that got canceled because both the play and because Omicron,
Omicron's rollout.
My dad, in an insult to them, he's like, they're not Transformers, they're GoBots, which are... GoBots are knockoff Transformers. That's the joke.
As Toby would say, what does this have to do with anything?
Fine.
I did like that though, like how they tried to smash the Avengers into the story somehow. It's like, oh, the Avengers are these cool
That's incredible.
people. It's like, who are they? And he goes in and tries to explain it. It's like, what does this have to do with anything?
The banter between all 3 Spider-Men.
Oh yeah.
It's so fantastic. Yeah, no,
it's so good.
I find it alien in space. He's like, I'm still getting over the in space part. It's so good.
Yeah. And then when Toby goes to Andrew, he's like, hey, just listen to me. You are amazing. Like, poor Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
They threw him under the bus.
They didn't even throw him under the bus. He's just so sad in this movie. And, like, rightfully so. Because... this comes right after the death of Gwen Stacy, which, like, boo-hoo, I'm an MJ fan. MJ for life.
What the fuck? It's like
Gwen Stacy can die! Gwen Stacy can suck it! No.
If you want to start a real argument, who do you think is the best Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
Now you think? Wait,
Tom
you both
Holland.
said Tom Holland.
This secures it.
Here's the thing with best. I knew this was gonna come up, and I have my I just said my like 15 times argument, or at least thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, originally my first favorite Spider-Man before Tom Holland happened, Andrew Garfield, just because I still think Andrew Garfield is a fantastic Spider-Man, just given horrible movies. At least a horrible movie. I enjoy The Amazing Spider-Man. It's not great, but it's fun.
It's
and
so
I have
boring.
it's nostalgia for me because it's like one of the first comic book movies I saw in theaters with my dad, and so like
did that come out before Avengers?
Came out 2012, same year as Avengers.
Oh,
I saw that.
Really?
I saw both of those movies in theaters. I don't remember Amazing Spider-Man at all. I remember Avengers.
Well, because Avengers was a big anyway. But moving on. So Andrew Garfield was my favorite for a long time, and also just because like Andrew Garfield's amazing. Like he's perfectly got the demeanor down. He's clearly wants to be the character.
Yeah.
Toby.
Why did you sigh like that?
No, okay, because there's also Peter Parker.
No, but that's
Garfield.
that's the main argument, right? Is it's like you have Toby, who's a fantastic Peter Parker, and like in my opinion, an okay Spider-Man. I'm gonna get hate for that. But then you have
bring it.
Bring
the hate.
I didn't even hear that.
Fight me.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Fight me.
Anyway,
hey, Isaiah, you know who you are. If you're watching this, Sam Raimi makes corny Spider-Man movies, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is corny as hell.
Take that.
Fight me, Isaiah.
Isaiah. What if he doesn't watch this?
Who
Toby,
cares?
Andrew, I love all of you.
Yeah.
Just like, keep me in a good word, I might have to work with you.
I will say, I want to see Andrew in the Venom Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, so that
would be cool as shit.
That's something I wanted to talk about, because you guys heard that they're thinking about bringing back Andrew. Well, not even them. It's more the fans wanting Andrew back.
Yeah.
But, like, I heard Sony's, like, talking about, oh, well, maybe we might bring Andrew back. But I don't know, because they built this whole Tom thing. And, like, you know, Tom's, like... Yeah. They had this whole thing with Tom, and now they're thinking about bringing Andrew back, and now...
What I think they might, and what I think they should do, is that they should use Andrew Garfield in Venom films. And in that universe, honestly, they should also just make movies for him. He'd be a completely different character.
Here's the thing,
it's like... his character.
Yeah, well, it's like... Andrew Garfield is a great Spider-Man, given bad movies, I said that. Whereas, like, you have Tom Holland, which now has been honestly bumped up to my favorite Spider-Man just because of this movie. The other two, him and Andrew Garfield, were fighting for that top spot. This movie easily just...
Yeah.
Just because he feels more like Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
Both in his suit at the end of the movie and in, like, the whole great power, great responsibility, having to give up MJ. Ow, my heart. Anyway. But, like, if I could choose, a lot of people are debating right now, would I rather see a Raimi Spider-Man 4 or a Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 3? It's Andrew Garfield because here's the thing. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, not my favorite. Those are good movies, except for Spider-Man 3. Fuck you. I hate that movie.
Get on up!
Those first two movies I consider really, really good, especially the second one. That's one of my favorite comic book movies of all time and was my favorite Spider-Man movie. A live-action Spider-Man movie until this one. So I think Tobey has already had his good chance. Like and not saying that he doesn't deserve another one, just like he's gotten good movies. Andrew Garfield kind of, that was a premature reboot. It was 5 years between.
Also, I think that the difference between Andrew and Toby's done. He doesn't want to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's like really clear he doesn't want to be Spider-Man. But Andrew loves Spider-Man. This man like reads Spider-Man comics, goes out of his way to dress up as Spider-Man on his own time. He loves the character. So I think giving him another chance is like, you know, give him another chance.
Did you see on the set of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, apparently whenever he wasn't needed, he would like go to like basketball courts and play with the kids that he was filming in New York.
I saw that.
That's, man, Andrew Garfield seems like such a nice guy.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield deserves that more. Also because...
Love you, dude, if you're watching this.
Sam Raimi, I don't know. He made 2 very good Spider-Man films. They're not what I want out of Spider-Man as a character.
That's exactly
And especially now that we've gotten to the point where we've gotten so much of what makes Spider-Man so great in the comics, for me at least, like with No Way Home and Spider-Verse and the game. The PS4 game is so good. Like, that game tells a great Spider-Man story. I really hope they revamp some of the stuff for the new one, because they're definitely going to need to. But so I just think it's hard for us to get a Raimi Spider-Man at this point.
But we will get a Raimi Doctor Strange.
That's gonna be
That's
tight.
gonna be sick.
That's gonna be cool.
Raimi's favorite movie that I've ever watched, Evil Dead 2. That dude's so good at horror.
Yeah, if they better let him get freaky with it.
Oh, I hope
They
so.
better let him get fucking weird and
They're not gonna
crazy.
make it rated R, but I kind of wish it was rated R so it could get, like, not gory, but just, like, weird monsters, like eyeballs everywhere. Like,
I mean, they do
tentacles
have...
stuff.
They can do that, though.
They have
I feel like they can.
Shumagorath, right?
I feel like they could.
The big tentacle eye.
Oh, I have no idea. I watched the trailer and I forgot the entire trailer, except... What if Doctor Strange?
It's supposed to be. I haven't seen that episode. I don't know what that is.
It's the best episode of What If watching.
Evil Strange.
Cool.
It's bad.
Bad
Bad
Strange.
Strange.
Bange. Nope.
We're just talking about Bane. Well, Doctor Strange, it is I, Doctor Strange. He just fucking breaks Doctor.
Hey, wait. I'm gonna make a bet right now. It's going on the internet, so it's gonna get... They're gonna do a Harry Potter with the Doctor Strange, and they're gonna shoot beams at each other, and they're gonna go in the middle. I'm betting it right now.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's
right?
gonna happen.
$20. Internet, keep me accountable. If I win, you give me $20.
Fine, no. I will make that bet with you. $20.
$20?
You know why?
Whoa.
Raimi's directing it, and we got, in the basic-ass Doctor Strange movie, weird magic fights.
$20.
$20.
Oh, can we talk about the Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange fight? I really
Dude,
like that.
that was so cool. And the fact, before it goes into mirror dimension, that was filmed mostly practically.
Yeah!
Like, the fact that, like, well, except for all the parts where Tom Holland's going through portals, but, like, there's, like, clips of him, like, in the Spider-Man suit, like, flipping off the back of a car with, like, a... I wish... That's the one thing about the Tom Holland movies. Nice. That's the one thing about the Tom Holland movies that I've always found kind of lacking is, like, the great thing about the Tobey movies and the Andrew movies is there's always been, like, parts of them doing a lot of physical suit action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a lot of that in the Tom Holland movies. As soon as he puts on the Iron Spider suit, though, he's in a full mocap suit, right? Like, it is Tom Holland's
Spider suit.
It is Tom
He hates
Holland's
it too.
movement.
Yeah.
Tom hates it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's Tom Holland's movement, but it's computerized. Like, you can tell. You watch it, because we haven't gotten yet to a point where animation is good enough to perfectly reflect human movements. Like, right now, as I'm talking, I'm having, like, little twitches around my body, because it's human twitch. Where was I going with this?
The Last of Us kind of did that pretty well.
That mocap
Oh, I haven't
fighting's
seen that
better.
yet, yeah.
I also want to say, the scene where... And I love that they don't explain it, but the scene where where he pushes Tom Holland out of his soul, and he's still holding the thing, and he won't let go of it because of his spider sense. And they never say that it's spider sense, but they don't have to. That's amazing.
Gus, it's pronounced Peter Tingle. Get it right.
I literally felt the urge to, like, web flip him. No joke. I wanted to...
It's kind of interesting how they, like, rebranded it, though. Like, throughout the whole series, they just call it Peter Tingles now.
Peter Tingle.
Like, it's no longer Spider Senses.
I'm calling it spider sense.
Sorry,
Peter
wait.
Tingle is terrible.
We're gonna get Morales Tingle? Miles Tingle?
No. It's gonna
Miles Tingle?
It's gonna be called Spider Sense. This has got to stop.
It's not happening.
Miles.
Okay. This is something that we should talk about with Miles Morales. Do you think they're going to do what they did with Miles Morales Spider-Man in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, where he first showed up? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, for your sake, Kai,
yeah.
it's pretty much the same thing that they did in Spider-Verse, which is Ultimate was like a co-running series of comic books that was happening the same time as Marvel.
Yeah.
It influenced a lot of the MCU, and out of that, we got a thing where Miles Morales started to become Spider-Man after Peter Parker dies.
They're not killing Tom Holland.
Yeah, they're not.
Here's the thing.
I feel like they're gonna do PlayStation
Here's the thing.
route.
Well, he's already been contracted to 3 more movies.
No, I know. I'm saying in the long run. If they're playing the long game, I think you could pull a Tony Stark Iron Man with Tom Holland.
I
like
am Spider-Man.
No, but like you could do that. You could get to the point where if we're getting three more Spider-Man movies over however many years' time, whatever else they're planning with that, with Tom Holland, we're getting adult Spider-Man. And eventually we can get an experienced Spider-Man over that much time. That's 6 movies, right?
That's where you get college Spider-Man, which is one of the coolest Spider-Man.
We get college Spider-Man, and we get probably graduated Spider-Man, and then you start doing Miles Morales stuff, and then eventually you can have him like pass that torch and die. I don't know if he's going to die. I think the only way they could get away with it is if they're patient enough to hold Miles Morales back long enough.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if they will.
I'm expecting
the next trilogy is going to be... Well, this trilogy was Spider-Man learning what it means to be Spider-Man, so the next trilogy is going to be Spider-Man...
Being Spider-Man.
Being Spider-Man, and then eventually learning how to teach a newcomer.
Maybe. I definitely don't think that's going to happen in the next one.
I think it's the last one.
Yeah, not the next one. I'm just saying the next trilogy.
Yeah.
That's 3 whole 2.5 hour movies.
Actually, let's talk about that. So... Because I don't think we've established this yet. The end of this movie is Peter Parker making everyone forget that Peter Parker exists. So everyone knows Spider-Man exists, but literally everyone else forgets that Peter Parker is a human being.
You know, that almost wasn't the ending, apparently.
What was going to be the ending?
It was like Peter Parker, everyone was going to keep knowing who Peter Parker was. They were going to find some way out of it. But like, literally, Tom Holland was like, no. Like Tom Holland was like a huge advocate, and like, it is much... If you want to make a story, because clearly every Spider-Man actor cares about Spider-Man. Yes, because Spider-Man's a great character, but he's like, if you want to make Spider-Man learn about responsibility, the biggest responsibility you can do is a sacrifice to yourself.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, with that in mind, where is it going? Characters? What is the new...
They're going to bring MJ back. They're not getting rid of Zendaya.
No, they're not going to get rid of Zendaya.
I kind of wish they did.
They're definitely not.
They're definitely not,
but I kind of wish they did.
I don't, because what you want to see is the rebuilding of that relationship in a new era. What I think is going to happen, though, is we're going to get introduction of new characters, and we might even get Ned Hobgoblin.
I was thinking Black Cat.
That's going to happen.
Black Cat, I think definitely is going to happen.
Definitely happen.
Craven, that's what I...
Give me Craven. Craven fucking rules. Craven is the shit.
Yeah.
Craven's definitely happening.
Craven is so
Venom,
tough.
Yeah, because a bit of the symbiote was left. Yeah. And there's also been, like, apparently a bunch of people who have been working with Marvel. They've been, like, drawing concept art of what Tom's Venom suit would look like. And it looks so sick, like, of the concept. Because it's doing the classic, the comic book where it's, like, instead, it goes, like, around the torso. Yeah. It's, like, that's what it looks like. And then there's also, like, the veiny stuff from, like, the Sony movies.
Okay, yeah. So we're thinking Venom.
Anyone else want...
No, go. No, go.
I was gonna say, what if they choose to bring Andrew back? Why don't they bring Miles
into
Andrews?
That would be dope.
That might be interesting.
That might be the move. What if they get animated Miles in well,
I was wondering if like this was like a meme that went around, but I thought how funny would it be like Green Goblin is about to do like the death blow to Peter Parker. He's walking up. He like draws his like knife arms or whatever, and he's gonna say goodbye, Peter, in his voice or something like that.
Green Goblin.
Thank you, I'm proud of it. And then Peter like looks up. He's like, "What's that on your head?" Green Goblin looks up. It's a green triangle. He has more Spider-Man switches. Knocks his little freaking lights out.
That would be hilarious. That'd be so funny. It's like a quick time event. You get those closing blue circles.
I was like, "There's no way this happens." But as I was driving to the theater, I was like, "Oh, please, no. That would be so funny."
Yeah, like on AMC, they had like, "Put your phone up to
it's like, in order to watch this movie,
Spider-Man.
What if the movie just ends and then it's just you get to play like PS4 Spider-Man in a movie? What if there was a way you can rent out movie? This is a tangent. Rent out movie theaters is possible. It's like $400 to do it at the AMC. Mm-hmm. What if you hooked up a PlayStation to the projector and you played Spider-Man PS4 and the Dolby frickin' theater?
So
that'd be insane.
I don't know about that, but I have heard stories of people who work at movie theaters who will literally set up their Nintendo Switch
and play Smash Bros.
They will play Smash Bros.
Wow.
Which sounds like the coolest shit ever. What do you want out of future Spider-Man films?
Keep his suit. Don't stop changing the suit.
Please, for the love of God.
And also, I'm hearing, I wasn't able to get a good look at it, of course, because it's all, like, in darkness, a lot of it. But I'm pretty sure it's Toby's logo on the front and Andrew's on the back, which I think is, like...
Whoa.
It is.
What a tribute,
it's
right?
really nice.
Because, like, also, I do like the long Spider-Man logo from Andrew. I've always thought it looks the coolest. Andrew, another tangent within the tangent. Andrew's suit, and this is the best, fight me. Second suit, not the first one. The first one's kind of garbage. Second one's great. Where was I going with this?
Toby's suit looks dope. Toby's suit looks really good too.
Toby's suit is great. Andrews beats it.
You said Tom's suit.
Tom's suit, yeah. I'm excited to see what he does with whatever new director is going to be getting it, mostly with this swinging. And this is like kind of like thinking about Spider-Man PS4, but another thing that like both the and this is something that's because of a generational thing. I was born after the original Raimi Spider-Man movies came out. Okay, I was born 2004, so the first two had come out. But the whole idea is that like for the time when you watch the Raimi Spider-Man movies, it's like, whoa, this is great effects, right? Look at these physics, how amazing. So the swinging in the Raimi movies was great for its time. I don't think it holds up necessarily, at least for me. I've always thought Andrew's swinging in part 2, so good. It feels like that first shot, that and he like audio listeners, I did a bunch of finger movements that you're missing out on.
They don't change anything.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Okay.
What?
I could not see what he was talking about.
Okay, ready?
What would you want?
What?
Audio listeners, you're missing out on some great...
See, what he's trying to say is the first scene in the second movie...
I have never seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, you gotta watch at least the swinging, because the swinging is fantastic. It feels like Spider-Man PS4.
We're watching it right now.
No, but like, so I've always thought that was the best. The Tom Holland swinging never did much for me.
I think it's good.
It's fine. It could be better.
Yeah.
Is the main thing, is it's like...
It's very, like,
that ending...
light.
Yeah, it's very... Woo!
That ending No Way Home swinging, though.
The ending...
That No Way Home swinging was the shit.
Yeah, no.
It was so good.
Very inspired by PlayStation.
Very much, yeah.
Oh, and that has the best swinging ever, just because there's so much you can do to interact with.
Speaking
Spider-Man.
of that last scene, and Gus, I don't know how... I think, like, this is mostly for you, Miles, because, like, you've seen Hawkeye. You haven't, right?
I have not. No.
You haven't? Okay. So, the whole... When he's swinging, and I don't remember if you see it, I mean, you saw the movie twice, is the Rockefeller tree still standing?
I think so.
Because he's swinging over Rockefeller
This
Center.
is something I saw, like, all over the internet, because they're like, it takes place during the same time, but, like, I think the people who created it were like, I think we're going to drop the idea for Hawkeye having Spider-Man swing in the background.
Yeah.
But I think he definitely is swinging in the center. Yeah.
So do we know if Hawkeye takes place before or after that movie?
I think it's before.
I think it's after, because isn't it...
The last episode of Hawkeye takes place on Christmas Day. I don't know the timeline for...
I think it's...
would... So, because I think by the end of No Way Home it's Christmas time. Because he's swinging around and it's
And
like...
it's snowing, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it probably takes place after. Hawkeye does.
But then, wouldn't Hawkeye not notice the big old tears in the universe?
Probably, that's why it would probably happen afterwards.
And they're probably just doing their own...
No, yeah, but would Hawkeye have been like, hey...
What's that?
Yeah, what's going on
He
up there?
probably was!
Is that Rhino up there?
He's probably trying to...
Oh, sky purples!
No, he's definitely trying to figure it out, but, like, it came and went pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, one of the, like, 8 other superheroes who are around here probably did something.
You already...
They'll be fine eventually.
Yeah, someone will figure
He was
it out.
probably heading towards wherever.
You know what he was doing? He was like...
Actually,
scrolling the Jeremy Renner app. Here's it!
Nice one. Nice. That was good.
Thank you. I'm very proud of it. Comedy. Sorry, the Suicide Squad. You may have been dethroned. I think you've been dethroned.
Yeah.
If you've watched the series finale of Critically Loud of Season 1.
That was the finale?
Yeah, that was the last episode.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're in the finale episode and the pilot episode, so nice.
I'm like, okay,
yeah, you're the opener and the closer. Cookies are for close. Isn't that
You haven't
Boss
even
Baby?
seen that movie.
That's the Boss Baby.
Did you know?
Actually think it's from the Boss Baby?
No.
Fun fact: did you know Tobey Maguire was in Boss Baby?
Was he?
Yeah.
Wait, ask who?
I don't know. I know he was in it.
Weird. I just like
because I saw it.
you know plays, right? And film. What the fuck is that movie called? Jesus Christ. That's a reference to a character that he played in, like, a famous film.
Oh, okay.
Jeez,
Anyway.
One sec, I gotta Google this. Keep talking.
You Google.
A boss baby. He said something like that.
A boss baby.
He did not care about the movie, but he tried to make it sound like he cared.
What was I gonna say?
Glengarry Glen Ross.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, dude.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah, going back. Critically distracted.
Critically lost.
Critically lost, yeah, no, that's the one.
Just rename the whole show. It's the new season. Just rename
the whole show, yeah.
Just critically
You were
lost.
talking about the Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So, if you watched that last episode, season 1, episode 10, I had said that the Suicide Squad is my favorite live-action superhero movie of all time. May have been dethroned. I'd have to think about it. But, like, this movie, I think one of the things about it is it's one of the few superhero movies that really got me to feel something for every single one. I cried 3 times during this movie, and it's either because this movie is way better than other superhero movies, or because I've been in a weirder emotional state recently. But, like, Aunt May dies, full tears. Andrew saves MJ. Ouch, my soul. And then...
Also, you called that.
Oh, I call.
Yeah, that's the first trailer.
The trailer with the one where like you see like Tom Holland reaching out and then like it's a hand reaching for Zendaya. I saw that. Texted Gus immediately. I'm not gonna show the text, but like I promise you, I called it so hard. I was like, Andrew's gonna save Zendaya.
No, he did.
The
first thing I said was after I finished that movie, I texted Melvin. I was like, Kai totally called it with the.
Yeah. No, but like when he saved that, and then when Tom goes to that cafe scene is fantastic at the end.
That's a good cafe scene.
And he like. The way he looks at, like, you know, Zendaya is just like, you know, he's like, oh, this is the responsibility, you know? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, well, here come the crying again. This is a fucking Spider-Man movie.
I honestly didn't cry the first time I watched it, and I feel it's because I don't cry with movies, but...
Same.
I cry a lot with movies.
Yeah, but, like, I almost cried when I saw... I'm blanking right now. Aunt May say, with great power comes great responsibility, because I knew it was coming up. I was like, oh, wow, that hurts now. And I was like, oh, yeah, that... I don't like that.
And the way she dies also is, like... It's so well done, because it's not the dramatic... We get a lot of dramatic Uncle Ben, like... You know? But this is like, it's like, no, I'll be okay. I just need to rest. I just need to rest. And the fact that she's just like, I just need to rest over and over again, and you're just like, she's gonna fucking die so hard.
Like,
it's
really end. Till the very end, she just wanted to see Peter okay. So,
yeah.
In terms of what you said about the Suicide Squad, I think that No Way Home I like significantly more than the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
I think in terms of execution, I think the Suicide Squad is a much better solid film.
Really?
Yes, I think in terms of plotting, writing, everything that's in it that needs to be in it, I think it's a much tighter film. I think it's got like a better...
It's trying less to do, right?
No, I know. I'm just saying that.
No, I know.
I think it's still probably a better film. No Way Home's fucking incredible. The fact that it gets away with as much as it does is still saying something, you know.
Here's the question I have for you, Miles, and for you, Gus, but mostly for you. Spider-Verse or No Way Home?
Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Verse. That's why I say, like, this is my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie. And I usually, like, try to clarify that. Because I still feel like Spider-Verse just did something new. Not only for Spider-Man, but for, like, just film in a while.
I think... Spider-Verse, I agree. One, I think it's the same thing with the Suicide Squad, and... Actually, Spider-Verse might be better than the Suicide Squad. That's an argument.
Spider-Verse is better than the Suicide Squad.
So, okay, but we're talking about better superhero movies. So, yeah, definitely Spider-Verse is. And I think it's really solid film, and I think No Way Home has more emotionally powerful moments for me. Mm-hmm. I just think Spider-Verse is incredible. It's an incredible film.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'd go watch it right now. Except for I don't have access to any of the streaming services that it's on. It sucks. It's not on Netflix anymore.
You guys also know... I don't know if you guys noticed this, but, like, Miles' frames in the movie at the beginning of it...
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
it's less...
It's really janky, and then, like, as soon as he, like, becomes Spider-Man is more like smoother.
That What's Up Danger? That's the best Spider-Man scene in
Leap
anything.
of Faith.
Yeah.
Fucking anything.
Yeah.
Fucking perfect.
That shot with him like upside down, like slow mo.
Can't stop me now! I'm fucking. It's hyped every time.
Yeah.
The Kingpin is scary as shit. And
it's all about the Mets.
It's all about
the Mets, baby. We love the Mets.
Let's go Mets.
It's not about the money, Spider-Man.
It's about the Mets, baby. Man, please give me Vincent D'Onofrio. Just going. It's all about the Mets.
Oh man.
Oh wait, speaking of Vincent D'Onofrio, we haven't talked. Daredevil's in this movie.
Oh shit, yeah.
I was so sad because, like, you know, you get like the cane shot, and instantly I'm like, "Woo, Daredevil!" and I'm like shouting at the. Nobody else is whooping, and I was like, "Oh, my
people
boy!"
whooping in my theater.
Mine,
people were into
people
it.
People really were.
Here's the thing: I can't watch the Daredevil show.
It's so good.
Here's the thing: the violence, especially early on, is so unnecessarily gratuitous.
Oh, it is.
It's fucking insane. It's ugly. It's hard to watch, and I think it just makes it. I just can't watch it.
It's great, but it's like. It's such a. I really enjoy. That is
no,
one
I
of my
know.
favorite
I've heard
shows.
good things,
It's
and
good.
I'm never gonna be like it's a bad show. It's just something I can't watch, which sucks because I fucking love Daredevil.
This is a bit.
Have you read Frank Miller's Daredevil run, the original?
Frank Miller's? No.
It's the shit. I mean, Frank Miller's what made Daredevil good.
Hmm.
He's the guy who made Daredevil.
He's the guy who made Batman what he's known as today.
Yeah, let's move on to conclusions. Daredevil is tight as hell. I'm so glad that both those people get to be in it because I thought they were both great actors from what I saw. I just can't watch that show.
Spider-Man was good. All the actors did really, really well. The story was well written. All the characters were fixed. I like that. I like how all of them had a nice conclusion. Felt like a little fairy tale. I like what they're doing with Tom Holland in the future, and I hope that all of the people who are in the film are happy.
That sounds like a mantra that you say to yourself every time you go to sleep.
I
like the new Spider-Man movie. Okay.
All right.
No, I think this movie has topped all the other Spider-Man movies to me. If between this one and Spider-Verse, I don't know. I don't think I can pick a favorite because, to me, I'm biased when it comes to movies that have deep emotional cores. Like if a movie is really sloppy but has a really deep emotional connection to me, and then if a movie is like pretty darn perfect but like not as much,
for me,
it's always going to
Spider-Verse
be
has
emotional.
both.
See, like that's the thing is like Spider-Verse, there's an emotional connection. Something hit with No Way Home.
And the thing
that
that I think about is I've only seen No Way Home once. Right now, I would rather watch Spider-Verse than No Way Home.
I'd rather watch No Way Home, but whatever.
I'd watch both.
At the same time, on the same screen, both at 50% opacity.
I would binge watch the shit of those two movies. I just want more Spider-Verse. That animation.
And we're gonna get 2 new movies.
So hyped.
2 new movies.
2 new movies?
Yeah,
Did you see? Remember Across the
Right.
Did you see 2099 Spider-Man just body Miles Morales? He slammed him.
A lot of people are saying like, what if they start bickering in Spanish? Because you have Oscar
It's gonna
Isaac
happen. It's gonna happen.
and you have
Please,
Miles
for the love
Morales.
of God, let that happen.
It's
That would
gonna
be fucking
happen.
tight.
Like they're just like beating the shit out of each other and just like yelling as loud as in Spanish, just like.
I also love how many like good voice actors they've gotten there. Yeah. Okay. We have gone on a long tangent.
Conclusions.
So, Spider-Man No Way Home. This is the part of the podcast where we give it an out of 10 rating.
Oh right, shit.
Oh right.
Yeah, I don't think we did it for all the episodes, but it was something I was trying to do, and I think we should like actually have a fun. Now that we're in a physical set, which by the way, this was much better than Zoom. I'm just gonna say right now, I feel like there's energy in the room.
Yeah.
That's now fading in my brain, but you know what? That's okay.
It's late. It's
New
a long
season,
day.
new rules.
New season, new rules. Out of 10. This movie, as a movie, it's like a 9 out of 10, but as my experience for it, it's like a 10 out of 10.
That's kind of
because my experience watching it is, it's like one of those like how good is the movie versus how much do you like the movie.
Yeah.
How good is the movie? 9. How much do I like it? It's a full 10. Like I had so much fun.
I'm
so
giving
much
it a
fun in that
10.
movie theater.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm giving it a 10.
I'm
I'm
gonna be controversial. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oh really?
Because it's like it's a 1. That movie sucks.
No, I think it's a great movie. I believe in consistency in personal reviews, and a 10 out of 10 has to be something fucking incredible, like mind blowing. Like that has to be
Like Spider-Man 3 is a 10 out of 10, right?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think this movie did what it was trying to do.
It did it pretty well.
It did it pretty well, and also it's also just like it gets more kudos for me for being the first Spider-Man movie with a lot of villains that works. Oh wait, okay, real quick, one last thing. They didn't do the Sinister Six. I was a little surprised. It's good that they didn't because that would have been too much.
Here's what I think. Tom should get his own Sinister Six.
With like Kraven, Venom, whoever else is left.
Yeah, we'll see.
Chameleon. Anyways,
Chameleon? You want Chameleon?
Yeah, be
it's like a C-list villain, dog.
Dude, whatever. Like, add some characters in. You know, add
Chameleon's dude.
I don't like Chameleon. Condiment Man. That's a DC villain.
That's whatever.
It's a Batman.
They should add him to the Suicide Squad. Condiment Man.
They should totally add Condiment Man.
But last thing I wanted to say, did you guys notice that they like reused a lot of like scenes for Sandman and Lizard?
And Dr. Dude, Lizard in that movie is so stupid. He's just like, now hear me out. If Aunt May were a lizard, she would have been alive.
Every single meme of that I've seen is my shit. Like the ones where it's like, listen, I'm just saying if Gwen Stacy was a lizard.
Yeah, no, it's
the shit. It's so funny.
No, yeah. No, I think it's really smart doing what they... Because they couldn't have access to those actors, and also they have considerably aged. Because they didn't actually use exactly the footage, they used different...
Yeah, they used different, like, shots.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that type of creative filmmaking, where it's not... Because they could have just CG'd their face.
And that's why I give them more props for the film.
Right? Yeah, it's really creative the way they... You know, like,
he tries
very
to
simply
brush the sand
just
off,
like
and he's just adding more
sorry.
Sorry.
No, yeah. Good movie. Oh, I do think it sets up the She-Hulk show. This is the last thing this is the fifth last thing I was going to say.
You want Daredevil and She-Hulk.
Well, because here's the thing. You have that when Matt Murdock is in it, right? He's, talking, and then he turns to Happy Hogan, and he says, you're also in a lot of legal trouble, and then he's like, Happy Hogan's like, what, in a lot of legal trouble? And then he's like, yeah, you're going to need a good lawyer. Whoa, how do you do that? I'm a pretty good lawyer.
I'm a very good lawyer.
But, like, the whole thing is, I'm pretty sure, this is another call I'm making, internet, $20?
No, I agree with you on this.
$50, yeah.
No, I agree with you on this.
I'm pretty sure
you're broke.
That's true, yeah. I don't have that $20 TV. I'll have $20. The She-Hulk, I'm betting, the She-Hulk TV show is going to be a court show between She-Hulk and Daredevil because, main reason, you got Matt Murdock is now introduced. You also have a setup of Happy Hogan's going through legal troubles. She-Hulk is a lawyer. So, like, if you have Daredevil versus She-Hulk in, like, a Law and Order style show, that's like Marvel.
I honestly think what it might be is that She-Hulk's just the one defending Happy Hogan. I just think that...
I kind of want them to be lawyering against each other.
What if they're lawyering together, though?
Yeah, but, like, against each other, and then later in the season... We're so off topic.
Okay,
we should wrap this up.
All right.
This has been Critically Loud. Melvin, thank you for joining us once again. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for
Next week.
Wait. Before we do it, you want to plug anything?
Yeah. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Sometimes I upload on there about projects I'm doing. It's Hey Melvin Hix. HeyMelvinHix. And then also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hey Hix, and I'm working on stuff there too.
He's got some great stuff on there. This is great
Thank
videos.
you.
Alright. Next week.
What's wrong? What's happening next week?
Next week, we are doing a double feature. Original West Side Story and the remake. At this point, we have not seen it. I will say, I love the original. And I have mad beef with Steven Spielberg.
If you want an episode where Gus gets mad again, dude,
that's what's coming. It's another one. It's another one.
Yeah, anyway, you can find us on Instagram I'm going to put, at Little Schemers. It's just that, right?
Yeah? Fuck.
I'm going to assume our Instagram handle is
wait.
Oh my god.
It's Little Schemers.
I'm pretty sure it's just
Little Schemers. I know it's Little Schemers.
It's the fact that you know
what we do.
The fact that you know
I don't
use
it
is an issue. I do, though. Yeah, it's just Little Schemers.
Okay.
I knew it.
Follow us at Little Schemers on Instagram and we don't use our Twitter. Maybe don't. But you can follow us, but
we have a Twitter?
We do.
No, we don't use it.
We've never used it once.
We should probably get to using that.
I barely use my Twitter. So
I use my own Twitter, but I
use my own
like
Twitter, yeah.
Fighting game shit.
No, so follow us there. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we have a YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Vice versa, if you're watching this on YouTube, we have Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you can listen to this on that if you don't want to see our ugly mugs.
And while you're in the car so you don't crash.
Yeah.
Wear a seatbelt.
Or if you do crash, just make sure Spider-Man's near you so he can like save your shit.
Yeah.
You know. So
Real
anyway,
person Spider-Man.
this has been critically loud. Episode on No Way Home. I usually do like a closer when I say.
Last note I want to say, it seems like all the girlfriends in Spider-Man fell, and Andrew's the only.
Suck it.
That's so mean.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Wait, Miles, hold on. There's sirens. Go get them.